I'm doing great. I mean, just ever since I've been able to work with Converge, I've just been grateful to have you guys in my corner. I mean, working with your son, it's always confusing talking about Big O, right? But just to be able to
Uh,
do this and get this platform, I'm just grateful to have it.
so the difference is that's smart O you're working with. You see what I'm saying? This is just old O here. But let me tell you the reason why. I was like, I wanted to figure something out with you guys. It's not one. Yeah, one. My son works on the show. He's part of the podcast and everything else. But it's your commitment and your consistency. When I was your age, way back when, before electricity and the internet, man, I knew I wanted to be a sports writer and I wanted to be on radio, man. And I used to do what's called the Black College Sports Report. And I was in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And sometimes it would take 5, 6, 7 hours to drive from Elizabeth City down to Charlotte. And I'd go down to Charlotte, North Carolina and cover maybe Johnson C. Smith, or you might go to North Carolina A&T or this and that. And man, it was $25. And that didn't cover anything. But in 50 cities across America, I was able to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am Omari Salisbury for the Black College Sports Report. And so when I see you guys, your commitment around this and how hard you guys work, it puts me in a time machine back to when I was your age, burning up and down I-95 and I-40 and all everywhere else, man, in big cities and small towns covering sports. So it's always a breath of fresh air when I see you recording, man. And I just want to officially, you've been here for months on the YouTube platform, but I want to officially welcome you today and circling Seattle sports to Converge Media.
Well, I really appreciate that because, again, like you were saying with months, I mean, we do this. The podcast comes out on Tuesdays. There was a time where my voice was completely gone. I told O and I told Bennett, who also works on the show, I said, we're not missing an episode. I do not miss. I was overseas once, and the recording date was coming. I'm not missing it. I had to record in the hotel. I don't miss days. I hate missing days. And it's just been, just following these sports. I've had a long sports lineage in my family. I've had great parents who have, just been able to help me grow. But I mean, to be here and Converge, just the opportunity is a blessing, and I'm really grateful to have it.
Yeah, you record right there. People can't see it on camera, but right behind you, right there's the news desk. That's where you and Belle Garcia record Circling Seattle Sports, actually right after the morning update show every Monday. So you're getting ready to do that. Quickly tell everybody a little bit about the show.
So Circling Seattle Sports covers all the professional sports teams here in Seattle, from the Seattle Seahawks to the Seattle Seawolves. Some people might not know we have a pro rugby team here in Seattle. That was always kind of the goal with Circling Seattle Sports in general, not necessarily just the YouTube show here on Converge, but just Circling Seattle Sports. I always wanted to make sure that every pro team here, in the Pacific Northwest, got their proper coverage, whether that was the Seattle Storm, the Reign, our pro women's team here, just so that, just like with as much coverage that the Seahawks get, right, that all of those teams got that, fair coverage.
And I'll say this, I'm really, really proud of this. And it ain't even that you're being intentional. It's just who this show is. There is outstanding coverage of female professional sports. Circling Seattle Sports. And I like to say about your show is y'all put paint where it ain't. And that's another Converge thing too, because the Seahawks get a lot of paint and you still do some paint there, but there's so many other pro teams that are out here. They ain't getting no paint. But so guess what? Circling Seattle Sports is on the job, and we see you guys covering so many teams that I didn't even know we had out here, to be honest with you.
That's the goal, right? I mean, with the Reign, they were playing down in Tacoma, so it might be a little bit hard to say, there's a pro team. Now they're playing back in Lumen Field here. Starting on March 18th, they'll have their games at Lumen Field, former CenturyLink. That's how it'll be in my heart, right? But the Seattle Storm, 4-time champs. It's kind of hard to ignore a team that's racking up the hardware like that, So that was always like a primary goal for me with Circling Seattle Sports, was to make sure that those women were accurately represented, along with the big boys, essentially with the Seahawks and the Mariners here and there.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, you're doing a fantastic job. And I told Chuck, when he came here, they started working on this show, like I said, 4 months ago, right there on the news desk. And I said, man, we're going to just keep shooting in the gym, keep shooting in the gym. Keep getting better. Keep getting better. Keep getting better. And, man, you've reached the point. This thing is, here we go. So today at 4 o'clock, people can catch Circling Seattle Sports anywhere where they're watching the morning update show right now. But why don't you look at that camera right there and tell people how they can follow Circling Seattle Sports on social media?
So Circling Seattle Sports, it's funny. Well, as you called him, Smart O had the idea to really dive into the social media aspect. So on Instagram, you can follow us at Circling Seattle Sports. Twitter, it's Circling Sports, and on Facebook, Circling Seattle Sports as well. All of those platforms, we post scores, signings, rumors, all of that stuff is there. We post when articles go out about these games. I stay pretty busy. I write articles after every home game here in Seattle. I was just, the Sounders lost last night to Nashville, so I was there for that in the terrible rain. But again, Instagram, Circling Seattle Sports, Twitter, Circling Sports, Facebook, Circling Seattle Sports. Obviously, keep you updated with our shows here on Converge when those go live, like you said, today at 4 o'clock. But also the podcast episodes on Tuesday and Fridays. Fridays, when we can get them, we have interviews with Seattle area athletes and athletic figures, whether that be a Jewel Lloyd, with the Storm, or a Dave Sims in the Mariners broadcasting booth.
All right, good stuff. Man, I'm so proud of you, young man. Like I'm so proud of you and O and Bennett. But you take commitment. The best thing is about you is I see it every day, because you don't only come. It's easy to get. People don't understand. It's easy to get in front of the camera. You come in the camera and then you go and you bounce. This young man right here, as soon as he gets off the camera, spends hours. He clips out everything, puts graphics in there. He writes captions. He does you stay after that. You know what I'm saying? Hard work will always beat talent when talent refuses to work hard. And we continue to work hard around here. You keep up the good work.
I mean, well, working with you, working around you, it'd be a shame to do anything else but work hard, right? I mean, he's in there, even if he's in Chicago, he's helping. Hey, what if we do this? What if we try that? I mean, it's mostly O and I now, because Bennett, he's got his own thing, but it's all I know. That's how I was raised. I got a mom from the Philippines who kind of instilled that. My dad as well. It's how we do things, and it's the only way we're going to get better here. So,
all right, good stuff. Well, I appreciate you, and we'll be tuned in today at 4 o'clock. Okay,
I appreciate that.